What's up, y'all? SideStreet Kid, it's the Effin'. Back with another episode, SideStreet Stories, Part 3 or 4. Whichever one it is, I don't know. It'll be in the title. So I was just thinking the other day, this popped in my head. I was like, dang, I was real young. And I want to say this might have been like one of the first times I ever went to the real studio with organized noise. You know what I mean? It was like 94, something like that, 94, maybe 95. Besides that, I had only been like in the dungeon or like at Kurt Tom Studios, which, you know, it's a real studio, but it's built into the house. So we pull up to the studio. It's me. I'm with Ray and Sleepy and Rico. And so we pull up to the studio. And so the homies is there that I used to kick it with all the time, you know what I mean? From the dungeon. You know what I mean? I consider them friends. We used to trip out, you know what I mean? Every time I see them, like, oh shit, yo, the homies is here. Well, because the first time I met them was at the dungeon, but like when I met them, they was like, yo, what's up? I'm Chad. And the other cat was like, I'm Bumby. So I'm like, okay, you know what I mean, Chad and Bumby. So when I see him, you know what I mean, I'm like, yo, Chad, Bumby, what's happening? Well, so we sit in the studio, we trip it out. Organized Noise is still unloading equipment because they drove in different cars or whatever, so they still pulling equipment out of like Rico's car. We had already gotten the stuff out of Ray's truck. So, and I never forget that night because somebody ran up and stole Rico's drum machine out the back of the truck while we was unloading. So, and I don't know what happened with that. I don't know if they got it back. I think somebody tried to hold it ransom or some crazy shit like that. So I'm in the lobby area, whatever, tripping out with Chad and Bubby, you know what I mean? We was always cracking jokes and shit, laughing, yada yada. So Ray walks in, he look at me, he go, lean over, he go, you know who that is? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's the homies, you know what I mean? I'm thinking he asking me cause how cool we was, like thinking that was like we had just met, you know what I mean? He like, damn, y'all niggas just met, y'all tripping out like that, like y'all cool like that, like you know who that is? I'm like, yeah, that's the homies, you know what I mean? That's Chad, that's Bubby. He said, oh yeah, that's Chad, that's Bubby, huh? He said, alright. He said, you know they rap? I said, rap? Nah. Them being rappers as far as they, from my head, cause they didn't look like rappers to me coming from LA, you know what I mean? I'm still, you know, backpacker kind of vibe, I guess. I don't know, you know, LA, everybody got their own look. So they not looking like rappers to me, you know? So I'm like, y'all rap? So he's like, yeah, man, I make country rap tunes. I fell out. I thought he still fucking with me or whatever. Anyway, come to find out, it was UGK. I didn't really know who UGK was at the time. I knew they songs. I knew the songs, but I hadn't seen them, but I had the soundtrack, like the Menace to Society sound. I think it was my Menace to Society soundtrack. I used to play that shit all the time, Pocket Full of Stones and all of that shit. So they was like, yeah, I got a little song, Pocket Full of Stones, Fool Around. So that's when I found out it was Pimp C and Bun B. You know what I mean? I'm sitting there so like, man, y'all don't even look like rappers. He like, you don't look like no rapper neither. That shit was hilarious, man. But now that was kind of like my story of meeting, you know, UGK Pimp C, Bun B, or whatever, man. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to the Pimp. Man, that was one of the coolest cats ever, man. You know what I mean? He was just a real one, man. He ain't never, you know what I mean? Never tripped, but from the day I met them, we clicked like that. They was like, it was my partners, man. I love being around them. You know what I mean? Back in the day. So, man, I just wanted to give that little shout out to the Pimp. You know what I mean? Bun B, salute. You know what I mean? UGK forever. Rico Wade forever. Rest in peace. I mean, once again, SideStreet Stories. I'm out.
In the streets, you can find me plotting on the crime spree. I'll never up the streets, but the streets is behind me. Propose to the streets in the chemistry crime ring.